A common theme running through all these expectations is the importance of establishing, building, and maintaining relationships with those around you. While you may sell a product without a relationship, true and lasting personal and professional success only comes with the help of others with whom you have strong relationships. Be genuinely interested in the surgeon and all people associated with the surgeon. We all know that if employees aren't engaged, companies will suffer. Good people will quit, defect, disappear, or worse, they'll show up every day in body, but only bring a tiny piece of themselves in spirit. They'll become disgruntled, disenchanted, disillusioned, which profoundly affects the bottom line. Yet despite all the hype about what companies are doing to promote employee engagement, many still see this as a soft topic. Nice to do, something that makes people feel good. Of course, building relationships within the Lanx community, as well as with your surgeons, makes people feel good. It increases productivity and builds revenue. Think of it this way: inclusion of all plus engagement equals execution muscle. The overriding theme of engagement is a heightened emotional connection that an employee feels for Lanx, and that influences the surgeons so they recognize your greater discretionary effort because you care about Lanx. Customer engagement and inclusion isn't a cognitive issue, it's an emotional one. The problem isn't out there, it's in here, in our hearts. Lanx wants sales reps to be engaged and feel included. We want others to bring that elusive, coveted, discretionary effort in the door with them every day to create the time to engage in all kinds of conversations that will enrich our relationships with our co-workers as well as our customers. The fact is, not having these conversations will take longer and will cost more in the long term. When you disengage from Lanx leadership and your surgeons, your leaders as well as your surgeons disengage too, in equal measure. It's a two-step. You and the world. You and your organization. If you want high levels of customer engagement, you must gain the capacity to connect with your surgeons at a deep level. And that connection occurs or fails to occur one conversation at a time. Be assertive, be creative, and give your surgeon the time that they deserve. Show your enthusiasm for your job and for Lanx. Words such as passion and values have been used so often that they have lost some of their original meaning and impact. Career building and human performance will increasingly focus on the nature of passions as predictors of an individual's success in a chosen career. A successful sales rep personality is not a good predictor of success in any job. A person's passions are. Skill, knowledge, and personality are all important, but all of these attributes stem from the head. The bottom line is you will not pour yourself into a Lanx career if your heart is not in the job. So, commit people's names to memory and use it often. Actively listen and encourage people to talk about themselves. Talk in terms of needs of the other person and of the patient. Make sure you make the other person feel important. Click the poster to watch a short video that summarizes these principles.
There are leaders and there are those who lead. There are people who derive their authority or their power from their rank or their position, but then there are those who lead. And whether they're individuals or whether they're organizations, we follow those who lead not because we have to, but because we want to. Right. We follow those who lead not for them, but for ourselves. And leaders don't need position or rank. If they don't win the office or they don't get the promotion, they will continue to lead. Where there are others whose all their authority comes from simply their rank or simply their position. The reason we follow those who lead true leaders, is because they give us a sense of direction. They show us a sense of purpose. It's one thing to say they show us the path, but the whole idea of blazing a path is that there is no path. And it's the ability to look at a field of grass and say, there needs to be a path there, and I will lay down the first steps. And that's wonderful, and that's inspiring. And great leadership comes from those who point in the direction and say, who's in, who's out.
Lanx wants our sales representatives to be dedicated to serving surgeons and their staff, patients, co-workers, and investors. Traditionally, a sales rep's objective in a sale is to sell the product or service. This is what I have. Do you want it? There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you make the sale. But Lanx recognizes the importance of long-term business relationships with our clients, and that is what you should be focusing on. You need to think about selling solutions. Selling project solutions is a different objective, which requires a different approach. What do you need? I'll provide it for you. A relationship sale is based on your reputation with the surgeon, the rapport you build through communication, and the expertise and delivery of what you promise. If you build a relationship with your surgeons, you can go beyond transactional sales into solution selling. Relationship selling requires you to understand the surgeon's need and see the relationship between the need and the solution. When it's done well, you and your surgeon become partners in the process of finding the right product or solution that will solve a problem or otherwise benefit the surgeon. Basically, it's the difference between selling a product or service versus establishing a means for ongoing product sales or service. It's also about helping the surgeon see the distinction between price and value. As a Lanx sales rep, you want our customers to consider what you have to offer, not just in terms of how much it costs, but how much value our products will continue to bring to their practices. There are 3 steps to this type of sales. Establish a clear understanding of the surgeon's priorities and overall goals. This may require several meetings with people at multiple levels within the surgeon's organization. Take the time. Identify areas you can improve for the doctor and their staffs. Whether you see specific problems to solve, performance gaps to close, or areas in which our products can help them grow, talk to them. Talk to top management on down to see if you can counteract deficiencies with any existing vendors, so you may introduce new technologies and/or educate the surgeon with Lanx products. Connect your offer with your surgeon's goals by laying it all out for them. Show them a direct link between our products and services and their needs. When you address precise problems and close specific performance gaps, you demonstrate the ability to be a solutions provider. Solution sales create a constant flow of business. Surgeons will focus on price until you demonstrate clearly and with attention to their specific needs the savings of a total solution. When we consider people service, be accommodating. Deliver on commitments. Have your actions demonstrate a consideration of the surgeon's perceptions, input, and feedback. Demonstrate the drive to understand unmet, unstated customer needs. Respond promptly to customer requests and share your expertise. Take out your business card and look at it. That business card will have more value if any sales rep succeeds here. Even if you're not remotely a part of that success, you are not competing with each other in here. If you think you win when your idea wins out over your neighbors, that's a pretty small gain. In fact, we suggest that you help your neighbors' ideas get better. If you look at something and you have a better idea, give that idea generously to someone and make them better. That's people service. Because if we all do that, we all win. The minute you're the only good thing at this company, we're done. If you're confident in who you are, you will be generous. Defeat fear, apprehension, and lack of trust that may have existed within other organizations you have worked with. And when you are here, be generous and it will always come back to you. You are part of it all. Whether you say something inspiring on the elevator, or you're just nice, or you just put some positive energy into this office, that's all helping us make that work. So can you do it? Can you be that generous?